Thank you very much for staying on Business Live and welcome back. Now to the very first story. The Ghana Armed Forces has commissioned a savings and loans company to help address accommodation and other welfare issues faced by retirees of the military. Besides the usual services offered by non-bank financial institutions, the company, known as Services Integrity Savings and Loans Limited, also has a mortgage scheme in place and will offer other tailor-made products to suit clients. A member of the board of the company, Brigadier General Anthony Adokpa, retired, spoke with Joy Business.
Well, in the first place, we think that our people deserve better. We have noticed over the years that our people go through a lot of financial challenges, and so we think it is better for us to set up our own bank for their welfare and improve upon their conditions. Well, to start with, we are going to provide all services like any other bank in the system. But we're going to start first by refinancing all loans that they have with the other banks, because we think that interest rates are too high and our people are not that solid. So we want to refinance their loans and give them lower rates to cushion them to start with. After that, we will provide other services. But the main reason behind this bank is that we think if you serve your country dedicatedly for 25 or more years, you should have a place to lay your head when you retire. And so we intend to start this bank, make money, and start a mortgage scheme for our soldiers. So as soon as you join the service, you start putting money aside for your own accommodation, so that by the time you leave, you already have a place of your own. And in that case, you will not have any problem of looking for accommodation, because everything will be in place. And you won't suffer, because it will be done, paid for, and you pay over time. So that even if you are not there, your children can take care of that, because we'll only give the documents to you after you have finished paying. So we'll extend the service to the children of our personnel, so that every soldier, by the time you are leaving the military, you have a place of your own.
Meanwhile, Central Bank Governor Dr. Abdul Nasiru Isahaku cautioned management of the company to put effective credit and risk management systems in place to avoid the dangers other non-bank financial institutions have encountered in the past.
Permit me to sound a message of caution to the management of Services Integrity Savings and Loans Limited as they venture into a very competitive environment again. The key risks that would emanate from your operations are that of credit and operational. To this end, I would entreat you to scale up your credit underwriting standards and risk management systems to ward off any potential risk from precipitating. Weakness in corporate governance still remains a challenge, and a challenge in the non-bank financial institution sector. And I am confident that the level of discipline that the armed forces is noted for will be brought to bear on the operations of Services Integrity Savings and Loans Company Limited.
The National Pensions Regulatory Authority, NPRA, has described the commencement of operations of People's Pension Trust Ghana Limited as well-timed for the development of pensions in the informal sector. The Director of Planning, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation of the NPRA, Ernest Amati Vondi, disclosed this at a ceremony to launch the company's commercial operations in Accra. Sheila Tamaklo has more.
People's Pension Trust is the latest pension firm licensed by the National Pensions Regulatory Authority to manage Tier 2 and Tier 3 contributions under the three-tier pension scheme. The company is braving the odds to focus on the voluntary Tier 3 for the informal sector, which most firms rather shy away from because of difficulties in fund mobilization, also blamed on the disorganized nature of the sector. It officially launched its commercial operations yesterday. Speaking to Joy Business after the ceremony, Director of Planning, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation, Ernest Amati Vondi, said this couldn't have come at a better time in their bid to sensitize players in the formal sector about pensions.
What we are doing in particular is that we are carrying out more education. For a good number of people, they don't seem to appreciate the importance of retirement income security. Some say that they invested in their children, and so the children will take care of them. But the reality on the ground is that sometimes the children themselves are unable to make even ends meet themselves. And so that kind of responsibility that they intend to discharge towards their parents, they don't do it. So the best security that you can have for yourself is a contribution that you have made by yourself into a pension scheme, so that the income that comes out of that scheme when you go on retirement gives you that kind of security that you are looking for.
People's Pensions Trust has vowed to change the face of informal sector pensions to the benefit of the economy. The CEO, Samuel Bediakun Waterberg, outlined to Joy Business their targets and how their strategy to achieving it.
Our target is to have 500,000 people saving with us for the coming 5 years and have an assets under management of 60 million USD. We tend to do that by focusing in 5 areas. One, the farmers, cocoa farmers. In Ghana, we have 2.5 million cocoa farmers currently without any pension product. These are people that we think we can bring on board. Secondly, market women, taxi drivers, traders. Everyone that works on his own currently doesn't have any pension product. We hope that we can get these people on board. And also we are targeting the formal sector. Everyone that works that has a tier 1 and tier 2, that thinks that tier 1 and tier 2 is not enough for him, for his pension, can come on board and also save with us for their pension. So with us, the payment option depends on you. So whatever amount of money that you have, you can bring on board. So you can decide to pay on a weekly basis, monthly basis, or even on seasonal basis. You can pay, of course, through a bank transfer. You can also pay through your mobile wallet. You can also use one of the 6,000 mobile agent kiosks around to pay for your pension as well. And also what we do is that when we go to the communities, we try to organize the members in a group, and during their weekly meetings, we also contribute and also collect their pensions contribution.
People's Pensions Trust Tier 3 pension product, and it's the World Pension Summit Innovation in Technology Award in November 2016 in The Hague.
Now, depositors of defunct DKM Microfinance Company are yet to receive their claims, have been given a new opportunity to do so by next Thursday, December 8, or forfeit their monies. This follows the official liquidator's extension of the payment period scheduled to have closed by the end of November. There's more in this report.
The first round of payments was scheduled for October and November at selected GCB Bank branches in Brongahafo, Upper East and Upper West regions. A number of the depositors lamented what they described as lapses in the payment process. The special aide to the official liquidator, Jones Ansa, however, explains to Joy Business they addressed all such issues, necessitating the extension of the payment period to December 8.
It's meant for those that they didn't see their names at all, those that they were paid 10 cedis, 20 cedis, so those that they didn't see their names and those that were paying 10 cedis and 20 cedis. Some were having problems with their date of birth, some were having problems with their telephone numbers, which they couldn't be paid at that time that they were scheduled to. So we have to reschedule them. And the official leader is saying that we're giving them up to on the 8th of December to come for their money. So if they don't come for their monies after on the 8th, then they are going to forfeit their dividends. If you go and still there's a problem, still go to the client service unit that we have there, complain to them that I was here on this so and so date. They asked me to come. They said on the 8th has been our last day. I've come again. So whatever it is, they'll quickly relay it to PwC for them to sort out the issue with it.
According to him, the extension of the deadline should pave way for the second round of payments.
We've given them time, and PwC have to move on to the second phase of the payment.
That is
PricewaterhouseCoopers. They have to move on to the second phase of the payment, and they have to exactly pick the names of those that have been paid already from the manually validated list that they're having now. So if they don't come after on the 8th, it's going to delay the process. So we're giving them up to on the 8th. If you know you had a problem that you couldn't receive your money on the scheduled date, then you have to, from now up to on the 8th, just get to where you were supposed to get your money, go there, go and settle matters out with them, collect your money. If you don't go after on the 8th, then it means you are getting nothing.
This is Business Life. Moving on, local printers are calling for funding support from banks and other financial institutions to enable them invest in new technologies to improve on their quality of work. Now, recent research by imaging solutions firm Canon identified great market potential for local printing industries here in Ghana. It projects the industry to grow tremendously in the next 3 to 5 years. However, some local printers who have been speaking to Joy Business say they can fully tap into the market if they are able to secure funding for equipment that would enable them match up with their foreign counterparts.
The local printers were among 22 SME-sized printing companies who graduated from the Professional Printing Excellence Program, jointly held by imaging solutions firm Canon and Invest in Africa, a cross-partnership of companies with the vision to create thriving African economies. The 9-month training program was aimed at improving the commercial and technical skills of these SME-sized companies to enable them run large volume of business and deliver world-class printing products and services. Marketing Officer for Canon Middle East, Ayman Ali, explains the interest in training Ghanaian printers.
Actually, we started our project as Canon Central North Africa by commissioning market research to understand Ghana market, the professional printing market. And we found a lot of so many interesting outcomes from this market research, which mainly focused on that most of the print jobs now, the big organizations are doing is being done outside Ghana. And the main requirements for the big organization is to improve the quality, or to have the quality and have the job on time. That's why we decided to fill these, to address these gaps and to capitalize in this opportunity to have a program in Africa or in Ghana that can help developing the knowledge and skills of the small and medium enterprises.
Country Manager of Invest in Africa, Sam Brandfo, hopes the training would yield a positive impact on the local printing industry.
They've been introduced to lots of new technologies. I'm not a printer, but I hear there's something called color management, and as a result of the technical training from the Canon trainers, they've been taken through, and therefore the quality of their work will be better. It will be more efficient, and with efficiency comes better bottom line in terms of profits and so on. So yeah, that's where they will benefit.
Meanwhile, some of the local printers who graduated are calling for financial support from banks to enable them tap into the huge opportunities in the Ghanaian market.
Finance it's a big challenge, because now moving from offset to digital printing, the machines are not that easy to acquire. You need some kind of financial options, kind of maybe a loan, maybe a mortgage or hire purchase or something of that sort. So they should make those facilities flexible and accessible.
Banks should be in the position to support every printer, because there is a huge untapped potentials in the printing industry in Ghana.
Still on Business Live, next is Interview of the Day. A human resource consultant, Asari Bidiakun, has been telling Joy Business business owners must ensure that workers come to work regularly on the 7th of December, Election Day.
Printers were among 22 SME-sized printing companies who graduated from the Professional Printing Excellence Program, jointly held by imaging solutions firm Canon and Invest in Africa, a cross-partnership of companies.
There are two types of businesses. For instance, if you have a school, you can afford to close down the school, because if you have a teacher in the classroom and the teacher must go and vote, who will go to the classroom to take the place of the teacher? Because of that arrangement, where we cannot ask a portion of the students, the employees, to go and vote and come back for the other half to go, we can afford to close the business. But if you have a situation like a bank, if you have 4 tellers, 2 tellers can go and vote while 2 tellers are on the job. When they come back, the other 2 tellers can go and vote. That is better than to close the business. There are some organizations which are so sensitive that there's no way you can close the business down.
But I appreciate your concern and advice here, but some will say that the reality is that having somebody at the workplace or a worker at the workplace with a divided attention, obviously production or productivity will suffer greatly.
Where is the divided attention coming from? 2 tellers have gone. Those who are waiting, they know that they are not going to be denied the opportunity to go and vote. So ultimately, it will come to their turn. So
And that's all for Business Live for today. Many thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.